As far as some of the other major efforts that will be taking place, we will be addressing the problems with CPS. Child Protective Services has been left unchecked for far too long, and it finally, unfortunately, with government, things have to really get bad before somebody wants to step up and do something about it, and it has gotten that bad. So we expect to have some major changes made.
Child Protective Services, the Department of Family and Protective Services, we are going to be seeking to improve the protection of children at risk of abuse. I want to read another sourced detail here. In mid-September, more than 14,000 kids across the state, which is roughly 1/3 of those with open CPS cases, had not been seen by child abuse investigators within the 24 and 72-hour report of abuse, which is the state mandated time frame in which caseworkers must see children. Those nearly 2,000 were considered urgent cases, meaning the kids could have been in immediate danger. What we've done, as the senator mentioned, the government decides, just like education, just like this situation, which is very dire, that they wait until it gets too bad until they decide to do something. And right now, we have a very serious situation with Child Protective Services where those most vulnerable young Texans are not being taken care of. And it's going to get fixed this time. There's a number of ways to do it, but right now response times are unacceptable. And probably the amount of caseworkers and the amount of money they're getting paid hasn't been adequate enough for them to meet these cases. I don't have the statistic in front of me, but it was startling, the amount of those children who died because they were not able to get saved. About 700 kids last year. And that's what I say.
Yes, first I want to thank Senator Hall as well. I contacted him in April regarding an issue with CPS. He was the first legislator that actually contacted me. He said, I would like to speak with you by phone. Can I set up an appointment? And he did so. I just want to thank Senator Hall because he was very responsive. He actually took my concerns and didn't just put them in a box or set them aside somewhere, but he actually addressed them. With regard to CPS reform, this is a big issue that I think we need to look at. Justin, you mentioned how many people are neglected and not seen, but there's another side of that. CPS sometimes acts more as a Gestapo to terrorize people. You don't give a drunk money for his financial woes. You clean him up first, and then maybe you give him money. And right now, the big issue with CPS, they're saying we need more money, we need more money. And although that may be true, there's a lack of accountability there right now and an arrogance. This past year, this is the court transcript that I went through. This is part of the evidence that I had. The judge was willing almost to write against me without even hearing my side of the story. Within 10 minutes, she realized this whole thing was wrong. I had to face a felony charge as well because the Dallas detective, who likewise realized that I was not guilty of anything, decided that he just wanted to raise revenue for the city. That's the way that I look at it. It cost me $18,000. CPS could have stopped it immediately. In fact, eventually I contacted Senator Van Taylor about a month ago. His office got involved. Within 2 weeks, I had a letter from CPS stating what I asked them to at the very beginning. Senator Van Taylor is also putting forward pro-family legislation that is going to be helping in some of these issues. So with CPS, you have an anonymity clause. I can call CPS on every single person here and make a case against you. And they have to investigate it. I've talked with several judges. Judges have said, you know, not only CPS, but we need family law reform too. Two judges, Judge Cynthia Wheelis and also Judge David Schenck, said we need to be looking at strengthening grandparents' rights to their grandchildren because grandparents are a protection for the children. When Children Protective Services comes in and destroys a family, they put the children at risk and they put grandchildren at risk. The thing with CPS, you've got to do more than just funding it, as the governor and lieutenant governor and Speaker Strauss just said recently. You've got to look at reform and accountability first. CPS said this. They take their orders from the legislators. So what they've said is that you guys are responsible. The question is this. What will you be doing as far as, will you be supporting CPS reform and not just CPS funding? What will you do in particular? What will you be looking at to help families that have either been victimized by CPS? What practical things are you looking at for reform? And I'd love to be on your email list. Senator Bob Hall, I know I've talked with you, but Justin, I'd like to talk with you more because
As soon as I have an office, you can do it.
Okay,
And here, sounds an extremely personal point, and obviously very valid, guys, and I would encourage you, mention the fact
Right.
that you've had access to
and
Senator
the thing
Hall.
is this,
He's taken that
I
time.
was
Hold on second.
a lucky one,
You bet. I want to encourage you to do the same thing
absolutely.
with Justin and
By
take
the
full
way,
advantage of that, guys.
I've already got a meeting set up with four of our local CPS
Good.
leaders and board members, and that's already arranged.
Can you include people who have actually, not just CPS, you're going to be hearing from CPS, but what about the people that have been victimized by CPS? That's where you need to start to hear as well. Anyway, that was my comment.
Let me give, the answer to your question is, I am absolutely opposed to giving any agency down there more money just so they can go do their job better. Absolutely. There's not one down there that doesn't need to have some kind of structural reform before getting more money. That's a blanket statement that would apply to any of them down here. Any of them. And as far as CPS is, that is handled over in the Health and Human Services Committee. I'm not a member of that committee.
Right.
I do work very closely with Van Taylor. We sit next to him on the floor, and we converse all the time with a number of other people. And I do know that we're looking at structural changes in it, not just giving them more money.